All right, so I want to show you guys how you can make a histogram on your graphing calculator. We looked at the histogram to determine the shape of a data distribution in our 11.3 lesson. So let's just go over how to do that on your calculator. So in our Stat button, we have Edit. We would want to hit Enter and then edit or type in your data values. I think this is from another video I made, so we're just going to leave those in there. So we will do a histogram of this data. You're going to want to go to your y equals and clear out anything that you may have already graphed in the past, or if you're using a classroom calculator, what someone else might have used. These look like exponential growth and decay models from my algebra class, so we're going to clear. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to arrow up to where it says plot 1 and hit enter. Actually, just kidding. Nothing happens if you hit plot 1 up there. So where you have your y equals, right above it, it says stat plot. That's what we need. So we're going to hit our blue second button, hit y equals. Now we have our stat plots. We're going to go into plot 1. We can see that it is turned off. So I'm going to hit enter. And we are going to hit enter over on, and we're going to turn on that stat plot so we can do a statistical graph. You can see the type. We get to choose the type of graph we want. We want this one with the bars. It's going to be our histogram. So we'll arrow down and over, hit enter. Then it's going to say what list do you want to do a histogram of. We had all that data in list 1, so we'll leave it there. It's going to be in blue. That looks great. So let's go ahead and graph. So we hit graph and we got nothing, right? So what we do is we go to our zoom and this option 9, zoom stat. When we go down to zoom stat and hit enter, it will graph our statistical graph. So we hit enter and here we have our statistical graph. So if we hit the trace button, that is going to tell us some things about our histogram. So when it says minimum is 3, maximum is less than 7.4, they're telling us that this bar down here on the x-axis is going from a 3 all the way up to a 7.4, but it says less than, so that 7.4 is actually included in the next bar. And when it says n equals 6, that means there are 6 data values that are in this range from 3 to 7.4. If I arrow over, I'm going to the next bar. 7.4 is included in this bar, and it's going all the way up to just less than an 11.8. We only had one data value there. If I arrow over, so you kind of get the idea of this. So if we want to change our kind of how wide these bars are, what is the range of each bar? Right now, it looks like the bars are about maybe a 4.4 units long, but we can just make this look a little bit better. So our x's, the maximum is 29.4, and if I just arrow back, because I'm going to change the x's, minimum is 3. So we go to our window, and here, oh, well there, it's just put it in for us. The minimum is 3. I might change that to, well, I guess we could leave it as a 3. Let's make this 30, just to clear this one up a little bit, or clean it up a little bit. And then the x scale, this right here, what do we want to count by? There's that 4.4 units. Why don't we count by 3s, so it's a little bit cleaner. We could count by 5s, we could count by 4s, but now when we hit graph, we can see it's just a little bit cleaner on our x-axis. It does change the shape of it a little bit because now when we hit trace, we're just looking at basically the width of our bars are about 3 units. So that's going to change how many data values are in there. So you may have to play around with that a little bit, but in general, here's how you get a histogram on your graphing calculator. We could look at the shape of our distribution and identify some things about it.